everyone, Daniel Kerr here. So I do have a lot of gear for sale, and you can go to the link in the description and check it out. But one of these things is the Boss RC505 looper, and in the description I mentioned that I like to put brakes on one of the tracks, but this is not entirely true. I put drums on one track and I put bass on another track, or variations, right? I just want to show you exactly how this is done before this goes out the door so that I can document it. It's a good way of working. It's pretty amazing. First, let's hear a little bit of music, and then I'll show you how I put these things together. Let's go. So here's the Boss RC505, and I have everything on channel number 10 or pattern number 10. And as you saw in the video, I have basses here, or some musical movements on number 4, and I've got drums on number 5, right? And I've got it set to where I can, basically connect this up to the computer. And as soon as I plug it into my laptop, and it goes into USB storage mode. So the first thing, this is what the window looks like when you have your RC505, and this is where you have it hooked to the computer. This is where the wave data is. And you open up Ableton for me, or whatever your DAW is. And then you just make some loops that you want in the tempo that you want. In this case, I'm going to be doing work in 150 beats per minute. Change this tempo to 150, and you can do this in FL Studio or whatever you use. You can even use hardware. And right now I'm just going to throw together some drums and some bass. And then after you create the music that you want, you just render each piece. And when you render it, you export it to the slots on the RC505 where you want it. It's quick and easy. Going to put drums on pattern 10, or bass in pattern 10 number 1. Pattern 10 slot 4, right? Bass is on 4. Shut it down and eject. And then after it's been ejected on the computer, you can see it's still idling here. So what you want to do is just hit exit, disconnect, okay, yes, right, and anyway, there's an exit button. You just hit right and it goes back to the state that it was in. Okay, let's hear these loops. love the way these things turn out. Obviously, there's a lot of options there. Also the looper has MIDI sync, so I can sync it to my Force or any of my other gear, even Ableton Live. Once again, you can go to the link in the description and you can purchase the looper. It's $340, but actually if you want to pay $400 plus shipping, you can get one of the keyboards that I'm using here. Actually, I have 4 of these home keyboards from Yamaha. I have a PSR 18, I've got a PSS 450, the PSS 470 that you saw in one of the videos, and then I have a PSS 380. So you get to choose, and if you pay $400 plus shipping, I'll ship one of those home keyboards to you with the looper. Anyway, love you guys. GhostWrittenClips.com if you want to get on my email list. It's been a long time since I sent an email out, and I've been promising, but I am going to send one soon. I love you guys. Be blessed. Wow.